Hi, it's Sunday morning, September the 8th. Lovely sunny day, but it's a bit colder than it looks. So I'm going to blow away some cobwebs and do a little bike ride along the coast. I think I'm trying out my new microphone, so I'm hoping the sound quality is a bit better than it was. Today is not any ordinary Sunday in the northeast. It's a special Sunday. We have a special event on this day. It's Great North Run Day, and although it's very quiet here where I'm going, it's going to be anything but. I'm going to try and bike ride to the finish of the Great North Run in South Shields. Well, we start this video, as I've done a few times before, with at St Mary's Lighthouse, and we're going to head along the coast, if I can do this without falling off the bike, and go around through Whitley Bay, along to St Browns Bay, to Cullercoats, to Tynemouth, and then finally to North Shields, to hopefully get the ferry across to South Shields. I say hopefully because being Great North Run Day, there's going to be crowds and crowds of people, and what I don't want is to get stuck in South Shields tonight, because coming back will probably be worse than going, and I'm not sure if they'll let me on the ferry with the bike. So I'm going to play it by ear and hopefully get on the ferry to South Shields. We're very lucky living here in Whitley Bay. There's lots of outdoor pursuits. Oh, in fact, I think there's a park run just about to start, and I'm heading straight into it. So I'm going to take a little cut off here and go up the bank, get out the way of the runners. They've spent a lot of money in Whitley Bay over recent years, developing the cycle paths, and it's really nice, really clean, big improvement on what it used to be. Really nice place to live. I'm very lucky that I live here. Well, here we are at the Great North Run. No, it's not. This is the park run I was telling you about just a few minutes ago. They're all getting ready to run along the seafront. I'm still in Whitley Bay, so we'll crack on. Here we are, the new look Spanish city behind me, the Whitley Bay Taj Mahal. It's all been remodernised at a cost of millions. I've never been in myself, but it's said to be very nice. So we'll crack on again. Just coming through the Spanish city now. There's been a food festival on, I think it's probably on today as well. Loads of displays and tents and things. Looks like the sun's come out for the Great North Run as well. It's a lovely day today. I'm starting to warm up. I think I might have to take my jacket off in a minute. The new promenade. Try not to knock anybody over. Here we are at Browns Bay, very popular dive site for people in the northeast. They teach the divers here as well as the pleasure dives. I used to dive here a few years ago when I was a diver. We're just approaching Cullercoats now, lovely little quiet place, and Cullercoats Bay which is just round this corner. Cullercoats Bay is very popular with kayakers, stand-up paddle boarding, swimmers. Virtually every morning there's a swimming group swims from Cullercoats to Long Sands, which is just a little bit further round. I sometimes bring my kayak here. It's a nice sheltered place. There's a couple in now. I'll stop in a minute and let you see. I don't know if you can see them now. And I'm doing well so far. I haven't hit anybody. I'll pull in here and let you see the Cullercoats Bay. There's Cullercoats Bay. Not many in at the minute, but later on there will be. We're now at Long Sands Beach. This is where all the surfers come to when they come to Tynemouth. It's not as good as it normally is today, but there's a few out. That's where we're headed, around that corner, and then we'll see the Priory, and then we're in Tynemouth. This is the other side of Long Sands Beach, and it looks like Newcastle United squad are training on the beach. Looks like some of them have been eating too many pies. I'm a bit out of puff. That's a bit of a hill, and haven't been riding the bike as much as I would have liked this year with doing the camper van. Well, that's what I'm blaming. I think this is King Edward's Bay. I think that's what they call it. I don't know if you can see me, there's a few swimmers in. And they're setting something up. I don't know if there's a band on today or something. It's a nice sheltered bay if you want to swim. If you can cope with the steps, because there's quite a lot of steps to get down to it. But if you can manage the steps, it's a lovely beach. Yes. There's a better view of the Priory now. We're on the other side of it now. Yeah. That's the mouth of the Tyne. This is called Tynemouth for obvious reasons, but the ferry goes from North Shields, so and we go to South Shields, North Shields to South Shields. Great North Run ends in South Shields. That's where we're planning to go with a bit of luck, and that's my new bike. That was bought for a special reason. I bought this bike for because I'd entered myself into the coast to coast. It starts at Whitehaven in Cumbria and comes along the cycle path 72, I think, and ends in this bay here. Well, I know there's more than one coast to coast. This is the most popular one, I think. And this is where it ends. And what the cyclists do is, their tradition is they put their back wheel in the sea at Whitehaven, and then when they get here they put their front wheel in the sea here. That's why it's coast to coast. Getting back to my story, I got a bit sidetracked. I bought this bike because I'd entered into the coast to coast, and I already had a bike, but it was getting on a bit like its rider, and I thought because of the distance I would get a new bike. Bought the bike and the coast to coast ride was cancelled, so I never got to do it in the end, but I will one day. That's the first glimpse of South Shields, first proper glimpse of South Shields. That's where I'm trying to get to. Bit of luck. This is the River Tyne. And just beyond the white building there, that's where the ferry goes from. So we've got to go along past North Shields Fish Quay, and then we're at the ferry. So here we go. Oh mate, nearly had an accident for YouTube there. Yeah, my cord got stuck around the handlebars. Try again. Here we go. There we go down. Wow. Cheer up man, it's Great North Run Day. Just coming through towards the Fish Quay now. Fish Quay obviously on my left. I'll stop up here and give a quick scan. But there's a van turning here, I don't know what he's doing. A lot of good chip shops around here. Fortunately for me, they're all closed at the minute. Yeah, this is North Shields Fish Quay, mouth of the Tyne, heading out to the North Sea there. Coming around, if you can see the little blue gantry thing, that's the ferry. That's where we get the ferry from. All looks quite calm at the minute. It definitely won't be later on. We'll get over now and see if we can get across. Well, I'm at the ferry now, and there's one just left, so I don't think there's another one for 15-30 minutes. And there's a queue already, so we'll see how it goes. Well, we have success. We're across. We're now in South Shields, which I must confess I don't really know anywhere around here. I don't come to South Shields very often, so I'm a bit lost. In fact, the man there, I've just had to bribe him to let me through onto this cycleway. Well, I take it that it's normally open, but because of the crowds they're expecting, they've closed it. So he was just blocking it off, and I managed to persuade him to let me to come through. So I don't know how I'm going to get back tonight, but yeah, we made it. We're going to get to the Great North Run. So onwards, because I don't know the way. There's the ferry going back to pick Moor up. That's going to be doing that till 6 o'clock tonight. In fact, I think they've got two. Oh, there's the other one. Yeah, they've got two ferries shuttling across till 6 o'clock tonight, which I hope I'll be back long before that, because the crowds here going back normally are horrendous, so I want to try and avoid that. I don't know if you can make this out, but the queues from North Shields, the other side of the river, are going right off the gantry, right up the back lane. I can't zoom in anymore, but the crowds are building now. Pleased I got across when I did. Well, I've made it. I'm not at the finish yet, but I know where I am now. It's just a case of going along the seafront now, and I'm there. We're just coming up to where all the coaches park. Strangely enough, I used to be a coach driver, and I've done this event, and there's something like 400 or 500 coaches here. I might have a look round later on, see if any of my old workmates are here. Well, I don't know if you can hear me, but I've got here, and it's not too busy yet. 4 o'clock this afternoon, you won't be able to see any grass. It'll be absolutely packed, but they've got it up on the screen now, and the crowds are building. I think I might look for a hot dog stand. Deb, my partner's working today, and I'm going to try and find her if I can. So yeah, we'll see. Looks like it's a glorious day, so everybody should have a real good day today. I'll check in later. Just heading up to the finish line now. I think, if I've heard it correctly, that Mo Farah's about 10 minutes from the end, so I'm going to try and catch him coming through. But the crowds are building up now, and I'm trouble getting through on the bike, but I'll do my best.
Well, Mo Farah's finish time of 59.07 is an all-time European best. So a brilliant achievement there, the all-time European best set here today on the day when we saw that incredible women's record as well. The world's favourite run welcomes home our elite men. Jared Ward is the latest finisher there. And I have to say, the fact that you just keep that applause going for everyone coming in is absolutely superb. And so Mo, it needs to high five another.
Well, unfortunately I missed Mo. He'd already got in, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to try and find a hamburger stand. It hasn't got a queue. That's selling hamburgers for £1.50. What's my chances? Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to head back. I think the hamburger places with less queues will be at the other end of Gypsy's Green, so I'm going to try there and then have a slow tootle back. Yes, I'm looking for a hamburger stand now that hasn't got any queue, that's doing buy one get one free. Not a hope in hell, but we'll keep looking. I found one. Lovely. Well, the people are still heading down to the start. The elite runners are all in now, I think, but the club runners and the fun runners, about an hour, it'll be absolutely packed. So I'm going to take a slow ride back so I can get to the ferry before the crowds. I know I'm quite early, but you never know, I might stop off on the way and do something yet. There's a lovely quiet beach in South Shields here with nobody on it. Absolutely nobody on it. Everybody's at the Great North Run. Oh, what a great plan. No queues. I'm one of the only people on the ferry. So, great stuff. Yes, upstairs it's the same. There's nobody on the ferry. Well, that was a lot easier than I expected. Back in North Shields now. It's 20 to 1, and people are still leaving to go to South Shields. They might not be going to the Great North Run, mind you, but they're going to North Shields. Well, it's back to St Mary's, nearly home. So I think I'll end the video here. But what a great day. If you've enjoyed it and you agree with me, why don't you leave me a comment and let me know if you like it. Well, even if you don't like it. I'm quite new to YouTube and I need all the advice and help that I can get, so even if you don't like it, leave a comment and let me know. I'll tell you what else I need a hand with as well, the subscription numbers. So if you liked it, please consider subscribing, and if you tick the little bell icon, you'll be the first to see any new videos. What's not to like? So thank you for taking the time to watch this. I hope to see you again. Thank you.